2018 Stanley Cup Final Game 1 between Washington and Vegas. Vegas playing their first ever Stanley Cup Final in their inaugural season, and Washington playing in their second final, first since 1998. And this was an exciting game with Colin Miller scoring the first goal of the Stanley Cup Final 3 minutes into the first period. And Washington came back and scored 2 goals by Brent Connolly and Nick Backstrom, 40 seconds apart. And that was the end of and then William Karlsson tied the game close to the end of the second with 4 minutes left in the first, making it 2-2. And then Alex Tuch scores into the second period, 2 minutes into the second period, to make it 3-2 Vegas. Washington ties it up 3-3 halfway through the period, and then Washington scores again in the third to make it 4-3, and then Vegas just kept coming back with 2 straight goals, 3 straight goals coming in the third to make it 6-4. And Alex Tuch got 2 goals. He got the 5th goal, the game winner, and he got the empty netter to seal the game. So it wasn't really the best game for goalies. Holtby played not too bad, and Fleury had a couple of bad goals in the first period. Like, it was kind of an exciting game. That's what made it exciting for goals, like goals. And I think Vegas, like Washington, hasn't, like, this is the farthest they've ever played in the Ovechkin era, and this is Vegas' first season. And I don't really want to see Washington. I really want to see Washington win the cup. And like Vegas, if they win the cup, I think, like, if they win this series and win the cup, I don't think they'll ever, like, they won't have another season like this again. Like, this is just, like, I don't know, like, it's not like the Atlanta Thrashers when they came in, or Winnipeg Jets, like, in 2011. Like, they didn't have the season. Plus, I think Winnipeg had, like, already, like, half the players stayed on the team, like Bufflin, and Mark Scheifele came along right when the team moved. So it's like Winnipeg had their whole team, like, since, like, their first season in Winnipeg. They had, like, about 10 players, like. But Vegas, man, like, Marc-Andre Fleury and William Karlsson and Jonathan Marchessault, man, they're playing really well compared to when they played with their other teams. Like, Fleury was okay, but Fleury this year, man, I think Fleury will do. I think he's Conn Smythe if they win the cup. Even if they don't win the cup, I think Fleury will win the cup. First game, it's different when you play a different team. Like, when you play against your conference, it's different. But when you play against the East, like, you don't play the East that much. You play, like, 2 games. So unless you meet them in the final, so it's like 4 to, like, 7 games. So it's like 9 games a year. You play, like, the team and, like, whoever you play in the finals. You play them, like, 9 times a year. So, like, you play them, like, 6 to 9 times a year. So it's like, so it's good. So, and Vegas has won every game against Washington this year. They're 3-0, 2 in the regular season, and now 1 in the playoffs. So Vegas wins this one of the score of 6-4. They take the lead in the series 1-0, and I think Washington will have a bounce back game. So let's see what happens on Wednesday night in Vegas. I think it's an 8:00 start in Vegas, so that was probably different time zone for Washington, because it'd be 5:00 in our time. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday night there. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you after game 2.